Take two because these ended up being so long. Hello, it's Amber from usepantiessellingadvice.com and laceinyourface.com. Back for another panty selling advice blog entry, and the topic today will be making money selling used panties online and the myth associated with it. So a lot is subjective. It really depends on what people consider to be a lot. But what I will say is I think a lot of sellers come into this, with a certain figure in their head. A lot of the times they want to replace their job, which I'm sorry, that's not going to happen, especially right away. You might be able to build to a certain extent, but it's never going to be solely your panties that's going to replace your income, unless, of course, your income supplemented by social programs and stuff like that. Anyways, so there's actually more money to be made by venues selling used panties online. And so, the online panty selling venue stores and auction sites and stuff like that, because their structure of selling is based on multiple vaginas and it's exponential. Whereas a panty seller only deals linearly. There's a cap on how much she can wear within a given time period, for instance, a month. I'm just going to give you a hypothetical figure here. Assuming that you could sell panties 27 days of the month and you only wear one pair, 24-hour wear at $20. That's $540 net per month before there are any expenses subtracted. And it seems significant, but I'll discuss that a little bit more later. You have to build a clientele. You're not going to be able to go into it no matter what avenue you choose, whether it be your personal website, solely selling on Twitter, or going to one of the what I call panty pile sites, selling venues. You have to build a clientele in order to be able to sell 27 days out of the month, as an example. So there's no instant gratification to it. There just isn't. There won't be. That is absolute, I'm going to say. So with your one vagina and that $540 random net figure, subtract from it expenses. There are always going to be expenses, just like with any other business. And those could be, for instance, if you own your own website, your hosting fees. Now you could get free websites. That information is available on my usepantysellingadvice.com website. But if you want to own it outright, there are website hosting fees involved in it. Also, how you're going to get them to people, there are expenses involved in that, and the materials and transportation and so on and so forth. Buying new panties. Once you've gotten rid of all of the ones that you had before you became a panty seller, you have to buy more of them and hope that what you're choosing is something that your patrons desire. Also, there are listing fees associated with being a little more dependent on panty pile sites. So auction venues, stores, and stuff like that, they're always going to charge you a fee. So yes, there are ways that you can actually increase the amount that you get from a pair of panties, but they're not from the panties themselves. You could add services to them, such as videos, custom photos. What ends up happening, I've seen a lot of the times when, I don't know if it's as panty sellers age or they just might get sick of panty selling, they will sort of evolve into being an online dom, and that's a little bit out of my league. I can't say I'm not a dom. I don't provide domination services. And I've seen a lot of the times there's a melding of panty seller / dom. But a lot of the times as panty sellers progress, I've seen them just phase out the panties entirely and go straight into domination. And that's a whole other world, a whole other set of competitors. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I was going to talk about today, the myth associated with making a lot of money selling panties online. And I think that it's probably not a panty seller that might send those messages. And if you see those messages online, I would just question them. Look into not the surface of the messages that you see, but other things that might be going around, and just use your observation skills. So that's about it. I linked to a full post on this in the description below. And I'll be back for more Use Panty Selling advice.